Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the San Antonio Football Network, the Brahma Bulletin Edition. This video is where we chase down the ghosts of football's forgotten fields, the underdogs who lit up the scoreboard when the big leagues went dark for winter. I'm your host, RJ the Bullish Brahma Reed, coming to you from the 210 Ranchero in the heart of Alamo City, San Antonio, Texas. And folks, today's episode hits harder than a blindside blitz. We're saying goodbye, not to a player, not to a coach, but to an entire team. The San Antonio Brahmas of the United Football League, they're done. Folded like a cheap lawn chair after too many tailgates. Pour one out for the Brahmas, y'all. This one's for them. Let's rewind the tape. Because every great goodbye deserves a highlight reel. So picture this. It's 2023. The XFL has been revived from the ashes. Enter the Brahmas, stomping into the Alamo Dome like they own the joint. The XFL is owned by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and hopes are sky high. Now, this league was not your dad's XFL league from back in 2001 when Vince McMahon was in charge. No, sir. And the San Antonio Brahmas weren't your cookie cutter expansion team. They had swagger. They had that Alamo grit mixed with the nod to the city's rich Hispanic roots. Think mariachi horns at halftime, jerseys that screamed "Vamos" from the stands. Their season, honestly, it was disappointing. They finished 3-7, but even then, they barely missed the playoffs. Then an epic offseason that saw the merger between the USFL and the XFL to create the United Football League. Two leagues joining together. Spring has just got stronger, or at least The Rock would say in his commercials. So the Brahmas' first season in the new league, well, it was quite electric. They finished 7-3 in the regular slate, and they marched straight to the championship game. And they had Chase Garbers under center for most of the season, Quentin Dormany filling in when Garbers was injured. Both of them were just slinging that football like a Tejano troubadour with a golden arm. The defense, well, the defense was a brick wall built by Wade Phillips. Yes, that Wade Phillips. The veteran defensive wizard who coached everywhere from Dallas to Houston. They fell short, however, in the championship title tilt to the Birmingham Stallions. They got shut up, but let's just leave that. Let's leave that where it's at. But damn, if it wasn't a good ride, despite the ending of the season. Now, the attendance in 2023, it was pretty good, averaging about 15,000 fans a pop. And San Antonio hadn't seen spring football this hot since the AAF days, and when the Commanders drew 27,000 fans back in 2019, before that league imploded faster than a bad blind date. What about 2024? Well, they kept the fire lit. The Brahmas weren't just a team, they were a vibe. Rivalries were starting to be ignited with the Houston Roughnecks, that in-state blood feud that had fans tailgating like it was the state fair. Kids in the stands waving foam fingers, families bonding over post-game barbacoa. This was football for the everyman. The working stiff who couldn't afford NFL tickets but still craved that gridiron rush. Only in March and April and May. But then comes 2025. Oh, 2025. That was the plot twist that no one scripted. I mean, the wheels didn't just come off and they didn't just wobble. They flew off at full speed. The season started with a promise, and we had free agency, whispers of roster tweaks. We were having a hometown hero, Kellen Mond, was coming in. I mean, the hits were just keep on coming. But then the attendance dipped to around about 12,000 per game. Still in the top four for the league, but there was some eyebrows that was being raised about this attendance. The UFL and head scratcher decided to slash the Brahmas home games to just 4 games, shipping that fifth home game to St. Louis for operational reasons. Now, fans like you and I, we grumbled, but hey, San Antonio's a sports town. We have the Spurs, we have the Missions, we have the Gunslingers, we have SAFC. I mean, the Alamo City's seen worse. On the field, it was a slow motion car wreck, a 1-9 dumpster fire in the NXFL champ in the conference. Fourth place, no playoffs, just a parade of what ifs. I mean, the quarterback carousel spun wild. We had Kevin Hogan, we had Kellen Mond. I mean, you name it. But, I mean, the ball kept hitting the turf more than the end zone. You had Jontre Kirkland dropping a gimme touchdown and doing his little viral clip that wasn't really inspirational. It was an autopsy footage. The D, once Wade Phillips' pride, sprung leaks like a sieve. Third down stops, forget it. Penalties gifted opponents, 20-yard marches like it was charity night. And the coaching decline, sidelined during camp. It was pure chaos. I mean, Wade Phillips, sign of the year, hit a health wall. His health was in decline. Whispers of a power struggle in the war room. Offensive coordinator A.J. Smith bolts 2 weeks in, fed up with the meddling in his play calls. Then Coach Wade himself, mid-game on April 13th, takes the lead after medical scare. Enter Peyton Pardee, grandson of legend Jack Pardee, as interim head coach. Goes from special units offensive guy to offensive coordinator to head coach in a span of a couple weeks. I mean, kid's got pedigree. He hires Jack Walsh for special teams, but I mean, it's like plugging a dam with chewing gum. The spark was gone. The Brahmas weren't those stubborn warriors anymore. They were just lost. By June, the reviews were brutal. A season to forget, the headlines were screaming. And a lot of those fans were like, yep, it's definitely a season to forget. Let's just move on. There was no championship parade, just echoes in an emptying dome. And now free agency buzzes and the league eyes 2026. And we're all excited. We're looking for who's going to be our new head coach, who's coming back as quarterback, who are going to be these new teams. There was Columbus was named as a new team. There was rumors of Louisville, and there was rumors of even Idaho. So we were looking forward to like these new teams and building some new rivalries. And then out of nowhere, the hammer drops. The Brahmas are no more. UFL co-ownership just pulls a plug. Details are fuzzy, but I mean, you can chalk it up to the attendance slide, the merger's growing pains, and maybe a market that's passion's a little bit picky. In the official statement, the UFL is saying is that the stadium was not in line with their vision of smaller, more intimate markets and venues. Maybe the Alamo Dome is just too expensive to rent out. Maybe it looks bad on TV when you have 12,000 fans in a stadium that sits 60,000. And then if you close off the top and just have the lower bowl, you're talking 30,000 fans in the lower bowl, and you got 12, 15,000. It doesn't look good. But You put 14,000 fans in a stadium that fits 18,000 and place looks packed out. Um, who knows? I mean, San Antonio, we gave them a shot, but spring football is a tough sell when the winds dry up. The UFL's marching on with 8 teams, and the Brahmas, well, they're headed to the scrap heap of pro football franchises, right next to the Commanders and the Toros and the Wings and the Churros and the original Gunslingers and all the other teams that have failed, and even recently the Caballeros. So just chalk the Brahmas up to another failed franchise football team in San Antonio. And they're just going to enter in the league of all the other O ghosts from the past. So, Brahmas faithful, from the diehards and the 210 who painted their faces black and gold to the casuals who snuck in for the fireworks, this goodbye isn't easy. You gave us thrills. You gave us that wild playoff push in 2024. We had Wade Phillips barking from the sidelines like a grizzled old gunslinger. You reminded us of why we love this game. The underlying magic, the second chances, the roar of a city that bleeds deep for its teams. San Antonio, you're our football. You are a football fortress, San Antonio. I mean, the Spurs might own winter. Hey, you never know. Maybe the Gunslingers will claim spring, as now they are the only team left standing here in town. The Brahmas, well, they'll live on in the stories we tell over beers and the faded jerseys hanging in the garages, and the kids who dreamed of kicking and catching a kickoff returned under those dome lights. To the players, to the staff, to the fans, thank you. Strong as they are stubborn, recognizing no superior in power or pride, that's your motto. And damn if it doesn't fit. Ride into the sunset, Brahmas. You've earned it. If you've got Brahma's memories, a game that broke your heart or perhaps even mended it, leave a comment below. Keep the faith, keep the fire, and remember, in football, every end's just a setup for the next kickoff. This is RJ, the Bullish Brahma, Reed, signing off from San Antonio for the last time. Orange forward, Brahmas. Godspeed.